Hi guys. This is a sad video. I really didn't want to make another sad video. Let me get little Pippi out. I am back in the parking lot of Jamba Juice, which is ironic because this is where it all began. I'm sorry, I have to drink this because it is 5:43 p.m. on February 20th, and I haven't eaten anything all day. As you can tell from the title, Pip is sick. You can see he's got a lot of crud coming out of his eyeballs, don't ya? There's no easy way to say this, so I'm just gonna say it because I want you guys to be prepared. Pip's probably gonna die. And this is shocking. There's no way we could have seen this coming. There's a glimmer of hope, I guess. There's always hope, right? I guess there's a glimmer of hope that he's not going to die, but it's looking like he is. I'm really sorry, guys. Pippi, 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 what are you doing to me? Where are you going? Oh, okay, bye. Go explore. It's Tuesday the 20th, and probably about Friday or Saturday, I noticed he kind of sneezed. But I didn't panic because cats can, my house is very, very dusty. There's a lot of pet hair in my house, and, he could have just gotten something in his nose. Pip, come here. Want a treat? Oh, hi. Oh, hi, here, have some treats. Have some treats. I can't believe this. So, Saturday night, I noticed that he was sneezing like he had a cold. And then he started to get a lot of goop coming out of his eye, I would say Sunday. Now I live in Utah, so vets are closed on Sunday, and Monday was a holiday. It's always a holiday. Monday was President's Day, and so vets were closed on Monday as well. And it wasn't an emergency, because it just seemed like he might have had a little bit of a cold. He's been eating fine, he's been drinking, he's been playing, but he just had a little bit of a sneeze, and then he had this goop in his eyes. So he had an appointment already on Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. today, and he was gonna get boosted for one of his shots. And so I thought, this is perfect, I'll just take him this morning. And I have footage and I'll get into it, but I just wanted to kind of cut to the chase because I'm sure that the name of this video was probably something upsetting. We now know that it is very likely that Pip has what's known as FIP, which is Feline Infectious Peritonitis. One of the other symptoms that he had that made me a little nervous was over the weekend I started to notice his belly was a bit swollen. Okay, why is Pipsqueak suddenly so massive? Like, look how tall he looks. Don't get big, okay? Stay small. And so I was keeping an eye on that because I thought that was a little strange because he's been so emaciated since I got him that now all of a sudden he has this little pot belly. He's a little pig. He's eating so much. He eats his food and then he goes and eats Milk Toast's food. Hi. Hey, hi. So, come here. Look at this. Oh no, it fell. Oh, you dropped that one too. Here, can you get it? Can you get it? There, you got that one. I don't think I took a ton of footage at the vet. I'll insert what I have. You're not looking too good today. Look at your gunky eyes. Hey, look at me, Pip. Belly's a little swollen. Worried about you, Pip. Stay up here, stay up here.
And his stomach's been distended for about 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
Okay. Yep, 3.3 pounds.
How common is it?
It's rare. Our hospital, I probably would say, had 5 to 10 cats in 2017. Now, all of those cats were out of severe rescue organizations or shelter organizations or hoarding situations.
Oh, can you see that? I am shaking right now. Oh my gosh, Molly. Pippi. They're gonna give him a shot of an antibiotic now.
He's seeing some fluid in the abdomen, so I'll come in just a minute, okay?
Okay. Shoot, Molly. He has it.
This is basically all fluid. You can't see any organ or anything like that. Liver's huge. This is the liver right here, much bigger than it should be as well. Other than that, I really can't see the kidney, the stomach, or the intestines or anything like that. So I am more concerned for the disease, for the FIP disease.
Yeah, I mean, what else would cause that? Anything?
So parasites is the other thing.
Parasites could cause that?
They can cause this much fluid in the abdomen, definitely, but I am concerned about FIP. The other thing I can do is I can collect some of this fluid sample and do what we call fluid analysis. There is a ratio of fluid, meaning if the fluid is pretty clear and there's a lot of proteins in the fluid, that's another thing that's very indicative of this disease.
So what would you do with my other cat right now if it was your cat? Would you, like, is there anything you can do?
Honestly, if it were my cat, I would consider what to do with this cat.
I mean, could I have done anything differently?
You really couldn't. There's nothing else you could have done to know that this cat had a rare disease. Okay.
I'm not going to feel comfortable euthanizing him unless every single thing you're telling me is that.
Okay. And that, I mean, if money's not an issue, that's what I would do if it's my own cat.
Oh, I look horrible. I'm leaving Pip here because the doctor's just busy with other patients now too, but they're going to take some of the fluid from his abdomen so that they can send it off for a test. The doctor thinks he has it, for sure. And I got the impression that the doctor would euthanize Pip today if I said to do it, which is crazy to me. My mom's already starting to do a bunch of research and she's texting me things right now. There's not, I guess, a definitive yes or no for this. So there's something in the fluid that would be a good indicator that he has it. So we're going to see if that's positive. And then there's something else too in his blood. But if like 5 things are pointing to it and the antibiotics don't clear up his, sneezing and eye discharge, then I'm probably going to have to put him down. I love Pip, but milquetoast, I can't even think about that. So it's been about an hour since whatever I posted last. I brought Molly home. She's on the bed. I'm stripping the bed. I'm washing everything. I've put milquetoast into my mother's room because Pip's never gone in there. Sorry, I keep looking at myself because I broke down. It was sobs. From a hoarding situation, you always have to imagine that something like this could happen. I didn't really, because I've had him for 26 days. I'm letting Nathan know, my friend Nathan, who helps me with Minecraft stuff, because I was gonna have him do a skin for Pipsqueak. It's just weird to also have that added element of like, I'm not just losing the kitten, but all of my viewers and you guys that watched me get him, watched me introduce him to milquetoast and care for him, are in a way losing him too. I'm waiting also to hear back from milquetoast's vet because I really want a second opinion and just to hear another vet talk about FIP, because the more research I do, the more I'm so confused by it. It looks like it's a mutation that occurs from this really common disease that almost all cats get. And maybe the mutation happens mostly in kittens because their immune systems are weak because they're new kittens. So that gives me a little bit of hope that, not for Pipsqueak, but that milquetoast possibly, even if he was infected by this, not FIP, but this other disease, I can't remember what it's called, this other part of it, he wouldn't have the mutation happen because he has a developed immune system and he's a healthy cat. Of course, my mind goes to the worst case scenario, and that's why I really broke down. The emotion of already realizing that I'm probably gonna lose Pipsqueak, and then the thought of losing milquetoast just sent me over the edge. I love Pipsqueak, and I think that milquetoast really loved Pipsqueak. I don't want Pipsqueak to suffer, and he's had a really nice couple of weeks. If this was gonna happen, it was gonna happen from the beginning. Like, he got this before I got him. And so I have to accept that. It's 2 now. They said he'd probably be ready to pick up by like 3. Oh man. All right, I'll check in with you guys later.
And they're getting that medicine together for you.
Okay, thank you. How you feeling? You've had a day, haven't you? Let me see your eye. Let me see your eyes. Oh, buddy. You're not looking good.
I don't want you to go home and be frustrated at yourself, because there's nothing you could have done. There's nothing I could have done. There's nothing you could have done. There's nothing the shelter could have done. And he's lucky he had you, because most people would have pulled the plug a long time ago. They would have said, I can't afford any confirmational tests. We either have to keep him isolated and see which way this goes, or I have to consider humanely euthanizing him. He's fortunate enough to have you because you're able to get confirmation of this disease.
How can I help him just tonight, tomorrow, the next couple days?
Things you'll look for: if he's just not eating, if his abdomen's getting more distended, lethargic. So if your other cat starts sneezing too. The unknown that we don't know is if your cat's gonna have the mutation for the coronavirus. And there's really no way of knowing if cats are going to have that or not.
I mean, he better not, because that would just be insanely unlucky.
That would, I mean, if you got 2 cats and less than 5%, then you should stick to dogs maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's, I mean, extremely rare. I've never had a household with 2 FIP cats.
I tried to adopt a senior cat a couple months ago, and it died before I went and picked it up. So I'm on a roll.
But it's great that you do that. There's not a lot of people that would be willing to take on animals like you do. So you got to give yourself some respect for that. The downside of that is you've probably seen some diseases and some cases that normal people don't get to deal with, unfortunately. This is probably one of the most frustrating diseases to tell owners about, because there's so much unknown. So that is what I know so far. You guys know everything that I know now. FIP is a fatal disease in cats. There is no cure. And there's also no test. So it's really hard to diagnose. So this is rare. It's something he would have gotten when he was young, that he would have had all along, ever since I got him. And there was just no way of knowing that it was gonna all of a sudden mutate. And then, you know, here we are a couple weeks later, and he finally starts to show symptoms. I got Pip on, I've had Pip for a while. I quarantined Pip in my house for about 8 or 9 days before I introduced him to my cat. And so I didn't put videos up right when I got Pip. So I got Pip on the 26th of January, and I introduced him to Milquetoast on the 3rd or the 4th. The 4th, really. Now, a respiratory infection in a cat could take up to 21 days to show symptoms. So it is possible. There's like a slim chance that Pip has all of a sudden had this respiratory virus, and at the same time he has worms that I didn't check for yet. I was checking for it at this appointment. I brought his poop for that reason. It could be that he's got this major infestation of worms, right? You can't see the worms in an x-ray, so we'll know probably by tomorrow or possibly the next day if he does have worms, which I've never been wanting an animal of mine to have worms, but I hope he has worms. I can't believe how terrible this is, and we're gonna get through this together, I hope. I never meant for this to happen. You know, it's kind of becoming a theme on my channel. I'm really sorry to put you guys through this, because I know so many of you are gonna be really upset, and I know that there's other people that are gonna be watching this that don't know me. Hi. I'm a crazy cat lady that, I'm a dog person. You want my smoothie? You want my smoothie? I don't know if cats can have strawberry. I'm so sad. I'm just hopeful, but I'm scared. And Milquetoast is seeming somewhat lethargic. He's seemed, since yesterday, I noticed it. Yesterday he slept a lot. Cats sleep a lot, but yesterday and today Milquetoast has felt a little bit not his usual spastic self. Not that hungry, doesn't eat all of his food. Now I'm just like terrified for Milquetoast too, and it's just hard. So Milquetoast would have to also, he doesn't just get it from Pip. You can't just pass on FIP. He would just pass on the coronavirus
And if Milquetoast did get infected, which, I mean, there's a likelihood that he did because they were together for a good 2 weeks, then Milquetoast would also have to mutate, which is another 5% chance. Buddy. Buddy, buddy, buddy. Who could have known? Of course, I adopt a cat with a rare disease. I'm gonna update you guys on Twitter and Instagram, and here. I'll do another video once I get the test results. Just because I know there might be questions. I'm gonna monetize this video. You saw my vet bill. I just paid like $1,000 to go through all of these tests to find out if I have to watch my cat die. I'm gonna take him home. He's gonna be quarantined. You guys are gonna see that in the next clip probably. And we're just gonna feed him lots of yummy cat food and keep him warm and hope for the best. You've had a day. He's like, I think a little bit doing kind of well because, come here. He had an antibiotic shot and then he had x-rays, but then he also had fluid drained from him. So he's not had the most fun. He had his ears totally cleaned out. So he's actually, you're doing good, boy. We're back and he's peeing right away because he's a perfect cat. I'm starting to now use humor to diffuse the situation.
That's kind of what we did with my cancer. Gallows humor.
Yeah.
Did they give him drinks there and stuff?
They said they were going to, but I'm gonna get him food and water now.
I washed all the bowls and everything, but
Thank you. Here's his little area. We washed his bed and his blankets. Got his little toy. We've got food, and now you can eat. My mom is watching curling in the background because I don't think I've ever talked about this. My mother is Olympics obsessed. All we can hope is that he has a belly full of worms. His temperature was totally normal. His appetite is good. I don't know. It's been such an emotional day. I think I need to just go feed the dogs, feed Milquetoast, and eat something and go to bed. Honestly, I can't do anything more today. Today has been too much. Are you purring? Are you purring? Ate all of his food. Like the good boy that he is. That's one of the symptoms of it if it gets really bad, is decreased appetite. I love you, boy. You're such a good boy. You're such a good boy. They cleaned out his ears. His ear infection is completely cleaned up. Yeah, just when you get the ear infection under control, you get a incurable fatal cat disease. Isn't that just the luck? Okay, you guys, it is now, what time is it now? It's like after midnight. I've been asleep. I fell asleep with Milquetoast. I was just exhausted. Oh my gosh, he has just been purring and cuddling me. He's being a champ, so it's just hard to believe that you're that sick, bud, that you're not gonna get better. He seemed hungry, so I'm giving him just like a little bit more dry food. He obviously is still feeling good. He's falling asleep in my arms. I don't want to leave you, bud. I'm gonna go to bed, okay?